Okay, guys. So listen, I don't know what to even call this reading. I'm not really sure why I'm doing this, but I had the image in my head that came in, and it came with a sensation as well. So that's why I'm doing this. It's like it's more of like a flashback for me because it's a place I've actually been to. But it's kind of a rudimentary, it's not really a spa, but there's like private baths that line this corridor and everything, because it's all about like soaking in mineral waters. um Everything is, being hosed down all the time, so it's a constant turnover of water, water, water. And so the image in my head is, walking down this corridor, and it's everything is getting scrubbed clean. And in my head I see somebody who's like, literally everything is tiled and everything's being scrubbed down all the time, and there's just copious amounts of water that are being flushed through and run through, and the whole building is getting hosed down. And every room has a tub in it, so the rooms themselves are super clean and the water is clean, and it's all about like, what I really want to say it's a metaphor for is like, everything is getting scrubbed clean on the inside, from the mind, the heart, the spirit, the soul. Here's the thing, I feel like it's some of you are doing, because then this gets weird now, because then I see like a crystal in the middle of a room. But if any of you have ever walked into like an OR, an operating room in a hospital, they use, yes, everything gets scrubbed, right? But then they also use like a light therapy as well in the room to remove contaminants. But it's, my mind shifts to something akin to that, but it's actually a giant crystal sitting in the middle of this building now, and the light that it's giving off is doing like a secondary. So first there's all this rushing water, and it's mineral water, and it's cleansing, and then there's this image of a crystal that whatever the light is that's being emitted is doing like that final decontamination. Okay, so I view this as, are people letting go of something right now? Like, okay, we just got the Justice card, Libra energy. Is somebody scrubbing away the memory of a Libra, or is a Libra working on decontaminating their mind, their heart, their soul? Is this removing the final remnants? But it's almost like it is about, I hate to say it this way because it sounds so rude, but it's like removing any harmful bacteria. Any harmful organisms have to be taken off, and that's why this has to be done with care, and it has to be done with such a thorough cleansing and rinsing. But it's all happening for the internal self, and we're cleansing something because it is time. We might be cleansing out the memory of something that was very unfair. In my readings, if the Justice card shows up at all, the upright, it's because something has been wrong that has to be made right. Are we cleaning away the hurt or the memory of something that soiled us, tainted us, hurt us, made us feel unbalanced, made us feel, I'm even going to say dirty, like whatever dirty deeds were done, we're hosing that away, truly hosing it away. It's not there anymore. We're not holding on to the hurt from this. We're not, and keep in mind that the Justice card, I mean, that can be about like karmic justice coming into play. That can be like we are cleaning ourselves up of someone else's karma that wound up kind of sullying our house. In this case, house being our inner self. 10 of Pentacles in the reverse. We're hosing away the idea that something was supposed to have been our ultimate happiness. Maybe we thought this was going to be the person we were going to have babies with. We see this mama lioness with her cubs, but we don't see a male lion anywhere here. So maybe this is like, I'm letting go of the idea that a particular person was going to be that for me. This could have felt unfair. It could have felt unbalanced. It could have felt like somebody was supposed to have shown up for me. We got the Hermit. And when it didn't happen, I went into survival mode. Hermit mode can be deep reflection, but in this case, look at how swaddled she is. This is over the top. This is excessive, right? Because we're not really in a cold climate. She's not swaddled for warmth. She's swaddled to hide away from the world. Whoever this is, who somebody is acknowledging, this is not something that brought me balance or harmony. High Priestess is in the reverse. This is something to clean my mind of, to clean my heart, to clean my soul of, and not keep hiding. This, the High Priestess in the reverse is where we really see something for what it is. We're in complete acceptance that we are highly intuitive and that we do know things. We know what we know, okay? That we sometimes hide stuff from ourselves. Seven of Cups. All that confusion goes away. Or we acknowledge how confusing the situation was. If we've been waiting on something, it would be like waiting at a bus stop, but there's no sign posted about when the bus is coming. You have no idea what the bus route is. You don't even know if the bus route is still functional. You don't stand at a point on the road and say, I believe this could be a bus stop, even though there's no sign posted. That is nothing but madness. That's nothing but confusion. I feel like somebody is understanding everything was confusing because somebody didn't ever announce where the bus stop was, didn't have a schedule, didn't have a timeline, didn't share any of the pertinence with me. So then I was confused. But you know what? I'm not confused anymore because I understand why that happened. Why was I confused? Because someone never told you where the bus stop was. Somebody didn't have a schedule. Somebody didn't have a plan. Somebody didn't have... They were in chaos. Somebody was in chaos, and their chaos became something that was every bit as confusing for you. And that's where we get the idea that someone else's behavior tainted your own, because it was... Crazy things make us crazy, you know. And I'm just saying that word lightly. Like when we don't have... Standing on the side of a road waiting for a bus, not knowing if it's a bus stop, that would be the epitome of like a crazy situation to have in a town, right? We have a Magician in the reverse. Someone was not who they appeared to be. A situation was not what it appeared to be. So you couldn't manifest with something where you didn't even know what the resources were that you were dealing with. You didn't know who the person really was. I feel like somebody was... What you're hosing down, what you're emptying out of yourself is all of that. Why try to figure out where is there a bus stop? Why is it not signposted? You know, you could spend all day running around calling, city council, trying to figure out like what is going on with these buses, walking into different stores. Hey, do you know where the bus stop is? Hey, blah, 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 blah. Trying to collect information instead of just saying, you know what? I'm not taking the bus. I'm hailing a taxi. I'm getting out of here. I got other things to go do. I'm not going to spend all day trying to gather information, or worse, try to become the one person who says, we need a bus line in this city that works. I'm going to take it upon myself to go make that happen. Because it's not usually a one-person job, right? To have a successful transportation system in a city, you kind of need everybody on board. If you're the only one, it's probably not going to get done. That's what the equivalent of this situation is. If somebody... You can't manifest this. Boy, we got a lot of major arcana here, don't we? A lot of major arcana. If I just read the major arcana, which I do frequently in stories like this, we have Justice, the Hermit, High Priestess in the reverse, Magician in the reverse. So basically, something that was really unfair and unbalanced that left somebody completely isolated. But in their isolation, they figured it out. They figured out, why am I isolated? Because somebody wasn't up front, and I can't. I'm solo out here. I'm all by myself, and I'm confused, and I'm pulled back from the world, just trying to sort through this. But I do know with the situation, what was wrong with the situation. Somebody was a trickster. It's that simple. Maybe they didn't have the power to manifest something, or they intentionally lied, whatever it was. This is what we're hosing out. Why? Because we're done running around a city trying to figure out where a bus is going to run. We're not taking the bus anymore. We're changing our mode of transportation. We are moving on. We are cleaning out our memory bank of even all the things that were confusing, and why is it like this, and the frustration of, well, this isn't right, this isn't fair, that's not how a city is supposed to operate. No, that's not how people are supposed to operate. People aren't supposed to be faking and running away and leaving other people in the lurch wondering what's going on. That's not the way we're supposed to be, but some people are in that mindset. And this is recognizing it and just saying, oh, okay, you're in that mindset. This is a city without a plan. This is a person without a plan. I don't want to live in this city then, or I don't want to ride that bus system or try to deal with that. I'm going to go where I'm guided to go next. I've lost some time. Okay. We see this chunk is missing because my doggy ate it. But with this 3 of Pentacles, there is a divine counterpart. There is somebody who will be just right for you. And it is going to be divinely guided. That's why that 3rd pentacle is on the tower of the cathedral here. I mean, this could be that you follow what your higher self is guiding you to do with your life's energy, your endeavors, your hobbies, your interests. And that's where you meet this person, because you both are converging at the same location. That's, again, you got to be kind of like I said at the beginning, it's like cleaning the contamination of all the wasted time and energy and the confusion and frustration. You got to clean that out, because if we're still contaminated with all those memories of stuff, we might not be able to turn our attention to what our higher self is guiding us toward. And we want to hear that signal. We want to hear, what is this radio frequency being transmitted from the top of this cathedral? What is the universe saying to us? The universe is saying, sweetheart, you got skills, you got interests, you've got a life to live. And there are people you're going to meet while you're doing things that you enjoy and that you love, who love it just like you do. And that's your person that you match with. You don't have to go looking for a bus or a bus schedule, or try to meet up with someone who doesn't make plans with you. The person who is right for you is going to actually show up at the same space that you're at when you're listening to your higher self and you're pursuing your higher interests, your most, the things that you're most drawn to, because it's your higher self drawing you there. That's where you meet someone who is at that same, how do I say it? It's like, why did you want to ride on a bus in the first place? Because you wanted to get somewhere. But there's other modes of transportation to get you to that happiness. So if that bus is the equivalent of a past relationship where the bus never showed up, the person never showed up, does it mean that you don't have an amazing relationship as that final destination that the bus was supposed to, you were going to ride there together? No, it means you're switching over, you're getting in a taxi, and you're still going to the destination. But along the way, maybe you fall in love with the taxi driver, or maybe somebody else gets in that cab and rides with you. And it turns out the two of you have the same idea. You're arriving at the same point. You're arriving at this beautiful, harmonious, universally guided partnership, something where it is loving and it is cooperative. But you're not going to find that person if you keep waiting for a bus that isn't showing up, that doesn't have a schedule, that doesn't have a plan. So change. Forget the bus. Go with the cab, or rent a bike, or whatever it is. This is where you meet the other person. So in this case, the modes of transportation are representing, sorry, I don't know where or why these particular thoughts pop in my head. Okay, these are just my own bizarre analogies that pop up out of nowhere. But again, it's really important not to be contaminated by that confusion about, why didn't the bus show up? Why didn't the bus show up? You're getting unstuck. We started out with the imagery of everything getting hosed down, everything getting cleaned up. It's because this is the grand farewell moment where you give up on the bus. You don't care about the bus anymore. You're freed from the quest to go find the missing bus and the weird bus system that didn't really exist. You are completely free. This 8 of Swords in the reverse, And you're not even having to, this is like a death shroud, you know, where it's like we're mourning the loss of something. You're so done mourning. This is kind of what, again, what we're cleaning out is any of the lingering, like, oh, but I'm still sad about the whole bus situation. No, you're not sad about the bus. You hosed that out. That waiting an amount of time and mourning the loss of something, we can't help but mourn the loss of something, especially something really confusing. But at some point, the mourning, garb comes off. You stop wearing black. You stop, showing that I am wounded. We stop talking about like, oh, I had this situation and the person, I couldn't trust them or it never made sense. You stop talking about that because who cares about that? That bus never showed up. Why am I talking about the bus? Who cares about the bus? Look at this. Look at where you're headed. I mean, this is so, I feel like there is this freshness. I feel like there's this cleanliness. I feel like if someone else's confused energy confused you, and that's that, like I said, the soiled energy that I've been referring to. I say that because it becomes like this big stain on our mind and our heart because we get confused and then we try so hard to like scrub away that stain. But it turns out you don't have to scrub so hard. You just needed to like flush things out and bring in some crystal power, apparently, in this imagery. And there's I don't know what's triggering this. I don't know why we have this or why this started out in my mind like this, but there's a sense of cleanliness. Your heart is clean, your wounds are clean, your soul is clean of kind of that soiled energy. That's all I can say with this reading. So I don't know if that is a message that resonates with anybody out there. These are only stories, but for whatever reason, I couldn't get that out of my head and it kind of popped in and it was very significant. And I was like, okay, I guess I'm going to go ahead and tell this story and see why do I have this image in my head. So that's what we've got. Anyway, thank you guys for giving me a space to do all of my creative storytelling because whatever pops in my head, I just run with it. Anyway, take care, guys. I wish you nothing but the best. And whoever that Three of Pentacles person is, oh my gosh, amazing. Maybe it's an earth sign, doesn't have to be, but wherever you wind up, whatever your interest is that you're drawn to, I hope if this is something that, is inspirational, I hope that this story is something that you do manifest into reality for you. Bye, guys.